Here we go. We ready? Do I need to do it again? Welcome to the Board of Education's. Hello. Welcome to the Board of Education's May 4th, 2022 regular session meeting. Please stand as we observe a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Ms. Bounds. As announced at Monday's work session, a policy review meeting is scheduled for 1:30 p.m. on May 11th, and a joint education committee meeting is scheduled for 4 p.m. on that same day. Both meetings will be held in this Summer Place boardroom. The Naming Facilities Committee will convene on May 25th at 9 a.m. to consider several nominations. That meeting will also be held in this boardroom. As Superintendent Thomas reported on Monday, this is Teacher Appreciation Week. Also, National School Nurse Day will be celebrated on May 11th. Please take the time to show our amazing educators and nurses how much they are appreciated. And on behalf of the Board of Education, we thank you for everything you do for our children, families, and communities. Board members, you received information by email yesterday, but I wanted to highlight publicly that item 7C21 was added since the work session. The Austin East Community Foundation has provided a generous donation for the benefit of Austin East Magnet High School, and we wanted to get that approved as soon as possible to enable the school to use those funds as designated. Also, as requested by Ms. Owen on Monday, additional documentation was provided for item 7C2 in the award bid 3208 to TNT Produce. The bid document as well as TNT's bid response are now attached to the agenda. Are there any requested changes to this agenda? Do we have? Second. So we have a motion to approve by Ms. Horn, a second by Ms. Satterfield. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. So tonight we have a special recognition of our Train Light Switch Plate Design Contest winners. I'm happy to introduce Nancy McBee with Train to recognize some very deserving students as winners of the Train Light Switch Plate Design Contest.
With Train, and I have with me Zane Foraker, your Knox County Schools Energy Manager, who is amazing, as I shared with Mr. Roswick just a minute ago, Dr. Roswick, and Heather Castile, who's over the art department. Train is your energy partner, and every few years we sponsor actually this is the third time we've sponsored a light switch sticker contest, and it's all about getting students to come up with a design that helps people remember to turn the lights off when they leave the room, because the best way to save energy is to turn things off that use it. So we have three amazing winners, and I guess should we call them all up?
Yes, Iker's coming.
Okay. So for the elementary level, Iker Dominguez, and I don't know for sure if I'm saying it correctly, from Cedar Bluff Elementary.
He's on his way.
He's on his way. Okay. We have from the middle school level, West Valley Middle School student, 8th grader, Abigail Lundberg. Come on up, Abigail. Hey, James. Oh, and each one of these students is receiving an iPad along with some other Train swag.
Yeah, we're going to actually slide everybody right over here in the middle.
Okay, cool.
good.
All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Like a celebrity.
Great. At the high school level, from Hardin Valley High School, 11th grader, Megan McElroy. Okay, cool. Oh, wait.
Okay, we're just going to step right over here. I'll let you go first.
Oh, say. Ready? Okay.
Okay, right here, real quick. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. One more. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. For the elementary level, Heather says that Iker is not here yet, so I think his teacher's going to accept on his behalf. If he's on his way. Okay, is that okay with, okay. Christy, you're in charge, so. Okay. Okay. I agree. So when Iker gets here, we'll all come back and we'll just take another picture. We'll just come back to that one.
Thank you, Ms. McBee. And we will come back to the elementary winner because I believe that student is on their way and we don't want them to miss this opportunity. Let's see. So today is also Designation Day with Ford Next Generation Learning and Knoxville Education Foundation. Superintendent Thomas, would you like to speak to that?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. This morning, we gathered to celebrate our district's designation as an official Ford Next Generation Learning community. It was an exciting event, and I'm grateful to have shared it with members of our school board, Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs, Deputy to Knoxville Mayor Kincannon, Stephanie Welch, Cheryl Carrier, Executive Director of Ford Next Generation Learning, and members of her team who are here with us this evening, as well as KCS administration and staff, KCS students, and representatives from businesses, post-secondary institutions, and community organizations. It was a huge crowd and a huge success. Today, we recognize the work that has been done to reimagine our high schools through the 865 academies, which I believe will provide our students with additional opportunities to be successful. And at this time, I'll turn it over to Dr. Ryswick to talk more about the significance of today. But before you speak, John, I just wanted to say thank you to you and your team for all the hard work that you put in this past year. I know it's thank you to a lot of other people, but not sure anybody said thank you to you today. But so I wanted to do that. So thank you, John.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas, and again, thank you for having the vision to allow us to move forward with this. So it is a big day for us, a lot of work that went into this to build a master plan, and the master plan, I think the board members have a hard copy of that, and we'll be getting emailed out a digital copy of that later today. I think it really sets a roadmap for us as a community, and I think what's been so exciting for us is it's not just a Knox County Schools, that we've kept you guys apprised of that as we've been walking through that. It's not just a Knox County Schools initiative. It really is something that's going to set the tone moving forward for our whole community. The people that Mr. Thomas mentioned, as far as the mayors, both mayors being there were commissioners there were you all, the school board there, a lot of business folks there, nonprofits there. I can't remember a time when we've had that kind of involvement in really asking people to not just attend an event, but be part of a process to really help us build out what the next 5 years can look like. We had 4 of those events, or 4 of those meetings where, again, a lot of you all were able to attend those, where we had folks in groups working on tactical teams, kind of building out what it could look like and had between 100 and 150 people at every one of those meetings. Students were also at those meetings, teachers, principals, and the schools that are working toward that. So I really think, again, as we've talked about the process before, it is exciting to think we have a roadmap to follow, no matter what principals may move seats, whatever, those kinds of things that happen, we have a place to move forward. And I think what's real exciting for us is, I think some people think, well, this is just a career and tech ed thing for schools. But this really doubles down on our commitment to have both advanced academics and robust CTE programs in every school, so that all students have a system in place for them from kind of 6th grade through 12th grade, where they'll be part of a career empowerment preparation process. And our goal is that when kids switch schools, that there's a system in place for all those schools that are the same, and that our kids can leave kind of informed and ready to make decisions for what they do post-graduation. And I think most importantly, we had a quick meeting, and I'm going to ask Cheryl Carrier to come up in a second, but we had a meeting kind of after the meeting today, a quick little lunch, and kind of talking through. We all have agreed it's not just getting across the stage for graduation, it's really, are they ready once to choose what they want to do once they leave and be successful in that. So super excited about that. I know Knox Ed Foundation has been a huge partner, as you all know, and know the agenda item on today is to continue this work in the 4th phase of the implementation is one of those items, so we appreciate them doing that as well. And I would like to ask Ms. Cheryl Carrier, if she would, come forward, please, Executive Director of Ford Next Generation of Learning, say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Today was spectacular. It really was. I don't even know where to start. You know when you come into a community, if it's really a community, right? I mean, you feel it. And it was so obvious today that there were so many people in the room that cared so deeply about the children of Knox County. And your team is exceptional. I mean, they really have great depth. You can see that everybody really owns this, and we're just thrilled that you're part of the Ford Next Generation Learning family. And when I say that, I truly mean it. We are a family of communities that have come together and learned from each other. We are learning from you as we continue this work. You will be learning from them, and ultimately, they're going to be learning from you. So a couple things that really stood out to me was, the depth of your team and the fact that you had the amount of people in the community that were so committed that they showed up for every meeting. And you all know this is not an easy process, right? Writing this master plan is difficult. And if you can get through it and you can put together a good plan and you're all, friends and family, I mean, you have won already. But the hard part now is the implementation, right? You got to keep the foot on your gas and make sure that, you're supporting the community and the work that they want to do because they really want to be involved. And I believe that will grow over time. So that was one thing that really stood out to me. The other thing that stood out to me was the fact that you brought the students in a really authentic way to help develop the plan. I mean, it's about them, right? And how often, do we ask them, right? And to have them involved in a way that they're excited about. They're sorry they're going to miss it potentially, or they might just get a glimpse of it, but the fact that they're excited for their siblings to be part of the district is really remarkable. I've never seen a team pull together that many students. So that was another thing. And then finally, just really getting back to the spirit of the community. I go into places and I know they're going to be successful. I know that. But this is different. There are a lot of people that are on your side. So I'm thrilled that you're part of the Ford family, and Superintendent Thomas and Reiswick. I feel incredible that you're leading this group, and thank you for getting it started. And we really look forward to sharing your successes. So stay in touch. We'll be back. I hope to be back for your retreat when you're taking a look a year later. And how are we doing and how did things go? But our team will be with you the whole way. So thank you and welcome to the Ford NGL family. That's it.
So board members, we do have a couple of presentations. One is to Knox Education Foundation for Designation Day, and the other is to the Ford Next Generation Learning Team for this as well. And I think we want the entire board to come forward with these individuals for a photo. Is that right, Ms. Heron?
What really matters? My phone. What? Get us on the charger. You're not gonna be able to see mine. It had it raining in here on the back row. Well. Okay, Daniel has it.
And it looks like our elementary winner for the train light switch plate design contest is here. So we want to make sure we give the same special recognition to our friend that's here from elementary school. So go ahead.
think we were going to get a picture of all three of the winners up here. I don't know if Superintendent Thomas wanted to. Iker. So, Iker, Abigail, and Megan. Perfect. Step back just a little bit and make sure we can see your designs. Scoosh in just a tad. Christy won't bite you. One, two, three.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 more.
Thank you all very much.
Okay, Ms. Coatney, I'm going to turn it over to you for our regular agenda items.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item 7, consent agenda.
So motion by Ms. Horn, a second by Ms. Satterfield. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 8A, approve first reading of Knox County Board of Education Policy B110, method of election of officers as amended.
So motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Ms. Babb. Any discussion? Mr. Dugler?
Yes, you all will need to decide which one of the options you want to move for or
Yes.
neither. Yeah.
Yes, I
yeah,
remember
thank
now.
you. Yeah.
Thanks for the reminder. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there are two options, so, Mr. Watson?
Oh, that's all I was pointing out.
Okay. So, do we have a motion to approve one over the other?
That was Ms. Satterfield and Ms. Babb. Option 2.
Is there discussion around preferred?
Mr. Watson?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I know we discussed both options on Monday, and it seemed like there was some agreement around option 2 in order to be able to make us a little bit, give us a little bit more opportunity to discuss the possibilities around officers prior to actually making that vote. So I don't know if we're making a new motion, but I would make a motion to accept version 2. I think that's the correct one, right?
Yeah, that's, I think we might need to just clarify which one it was.
Yeah. That's, yes, version 2.
Two's the version that I was asked to prepare, that combined, several, the old policy, the older policy, the current policy, and then some additional language. Option 1 would just keep the same special called meeting for officers. Yeah.
Yes.
I make a motion to accept version 2 for policy B110.
So we have the motion by Ms. Satterfield and the second by Ms. Babb. Is there any other discussion, Mr. McMillan?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Now, is this where we announce, or anybody can announce, like on Monday evening, that if they wish to run or if they decline, and then we'll vote on it on Wednesday or Thursday or whatever?
Yes.
Whenever we're meeting?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want me to address that? Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to further address your question, Mr. McMillan, I mean, there's still a wide range of options. It's just encouraging discussion. Someone could self-nominate. Someone could, like you say, decline. Someone could say, hey, I want to lift up so-and-so. I mean, all those things could be done. Or you could say, I'm not talking about it on Monday, and I'm going to talk about it on Wednesday or Thursday. So, all those options are available.
Is there any other discussion? Are you done with Satterfield? Okay. All right. So we have a motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Ms. Babb. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 8B, approve first reading to rescind Knox County Board of Education Policy B111, duties of officers.
So a motion by Ms. Owen, a second by Mr. Watson. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
7C, approve second reading of Knox County Board of Education Policy B120, board member development as amended.
So a motion by Ms. Owen, a second by Ms. Horn. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
7D, approve second reading of Knox County Board of Education Policy B160, school board meetings as amended.
So a motion by Ms. Owen, a second by Ms. Horn. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
7E, approve second reading to rescind Knox County Board of Education Policy B161, notification of meetings.
A motion by Ms. Owen, a second by Ms. Horn. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
7F, approve second reading of Knox County Board of Education Policy B162, agenda as amended.
So motion by Ms. Owen, a second by Ms. Horn. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
8G, approve second reading of Knox County Board of Education Policy B164, voting method as amended.
Motion by Ms. Owen, a second by Ms. Babb. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
8H, approve second reading of Knox County Board of Education Policy C231, surveillance, photograph, video retention, and viewing as amended.
Motion by Ms. Owen, a second by Ms. Babb. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
8I, approve second reading of Knox County Board of Education Policy D270, grants management as amended.
Motion by Ms. Owen, a second by Ms. Babb. Mr. Watson?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Really just to have a comment about the policy review process in general. I know much of our central office has helped draft and update some of our policies that we discussed now 2 months ago, but also wanted to give credit to Ms. Owen. At least 4 or 5 of these policies she had a significant hand in, so appreciate you working to make them more efficient and helping us be a little bit more lean and specific in our wording, so thank you.
So we have a motion by Ms. Owen and a second by Ms. Babb. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
9A, approve consolidated grant application and receipt of funds from the State of Tennessee Department of Education for federal Title 1A, Title 1C, Title 1N and D, Title 2A, Title III, and Title IV in the amount of $19,576,555.99 for fiscal year 2023.
So motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Mr. Watson. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
9B, approve receipt of Tennessee Department of Education Best for All District Grant in the amount of $410,000.
Motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Ms. Babb. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
9C, approve memorandum of understanding with the University of Tennessee for the 2022 Shakespeare and Shades program at Vine Magnet Middle School and receipt of grant funding in the amount of $16,179.96 designated for teacher stipends and student bus transportation.
Motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Ms. Horn. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
9D, approve applications and pending receipt of Dollar General Literacy Foundation grants for Cedar Bluff Elementary School, Dogwood Elementary School, Fort Sanders Pre-K, Fair Garden Pre-K, Bonnie Kate Elementary School, Northwest Middle School, and the ELL Newcomer Academy, and the total amount of up to $33,000 to be used as outlined in each school's proposal.
So motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Ms. Henderson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
9E, approve receipt of Great Smoky Mountains National Park Education Program grant in the amount of $800 for Beaumont Magnet Academy to be used for field trip expenses.
So motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Ms. Owen. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
9F, approve receipt of Consolidated Nuclear Security Grant in the amount of $1,000 for Central High School to be used for an aquaponics teaching lab.
Motion by Ms. Owen, a second by Ms. Satterfield. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
10A, approve contract with Premier Food Equipment Service for the provision of kitchen equipment preventative maintenance and repair up to $100,000 annually for the term of July 1, 2022 through June 30th, 2023, which may be extended for 4 additional years.
Motion by Mr. Watson, a second by Ms. Satterfield. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
10B, approve contract with Maxwell Athletics for provision of bleacher repair services up to $200,000 annually for the term of July 1, 2022 through June 30th, 2023, which may be extended for 4 additional years.
Motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Ms. Horn. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
10C, approve design build agreement with Great Southern Recreation LLC and Knox Education Foundation to transform the existing play space at Green Magnet Academy not to exceed a cost of $650,000 funded by Knox Education Foundation.
Motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Ms. Owen. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
10D, approve design contract with Sparkman and Associates Architects, Inc. for renovations to Lincoln Park Center at a cost of $400,000 using ESSER 3.0 funds.
So motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Ms. Owen. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
11A, approve fiscal year 2022 general purpose budget line item transfers in the amount of $421,611 for January 1, 2022 through March 31, 2022.
Motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Ms. Horn. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
11B, approve fund balance designation in the amount of $7,404,300.
Motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Ms. Babb. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
11C, adopt charter school performance framework.
Motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Mr. Watson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
11D, approve amended Knox County Schools 2022-2023 school year calendar to include 6 early release days.
Motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Ms. Babb. Mr. Watson?
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I just want to say thank you to the committee for working on this and for the administration for trying to be creative and provide our teachers more opportunity, not only for planning, but for professional development, allowing our teachers to improve their craft, to be able to have time to do the things that they really want to do, to be able to speak into the lives of students. I think I mentioned this on Monday that, so many of us who work in different industries really value that time, and teachers often just don't get that. So I appreciate that. I'm going to be passing on this tonight, not because I don't think it's something that we should do and that we need to continue to get creative to provide our teachers opportunities for things like this, but because I think the second most significant stakeholder group that is impacted by this, we didn't really consult in the calculus of it. From my understanding, we have limited, if no, engagement from parents or families in the potential impacts of this. And so I think it's just important for us when we're making decisions at a school system that's going to impact all 60,000 of our students and all the families that are there, that we end up engaging them in the process and in the discussion, and that they're a part of that. And I know for some families, this will be just a bump in the road and it won't be any big deal. But I know that there are also some families who this will be a major deal. And so I think it's just important to consult our families through this processes. And I think we have means to do that. We have the Family Advisory Council and other types of mechanisms where we can have families speak into this type of thing. So again, I'm not supportive of these efforts like this. I want to see us to continue to try to do more to give our teachers this type of time. I just also want to make sure that we're engaging families in the discussion and in any kind of trying to fully understand the impacts that they may have. And again, also want to say thank you to our after-school programs and their willingness to step in and help fill that gap that would be impacted by this. But we also know that there's not after-school programs in every school, and not every kid has access to those. So again, really appreciate the work and the energy put behind it. I just want to continue to spur us on as we make these decisions that are impacting all of our families, that we engage them some in the process of making the decision. So thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion by Ms. Satterfield and a second by Ms. Babb. Is there any other discussion on this item?
I would like for a roll call vote. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Coatney?
Ms. Satterfield?
Yes.
Ms. Owen? Yes. Mr. Watson?
Pass.
Ms. Babb?
Yes.
Ms. Horn?
Yes.
Ms. Henderson? Yes. Ms. Bounds? Yes. Mr. McMillan? Yes. Ms. Christie? Yes. That's 8 yes votes and 1 pass.
So motion carries.
Item 11E, approve Knox County Schools 2023-2024 school year calendar.
So a motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Ms. Horn. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
11F, approve Juneteenth as a holiday for year-round Knox County Schools employees.
Motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Mr. Watson. Ms. Babb?
Yeah, I should have asked this question Monday, but the one question I have about this is this an additional holiday or is this taking the place of a different holiday? I don't.
Superintendent?
Thank you, Madam Chair. No, this is not taking place of a holiday. It will just be a day off for employees. It will not impact their salaries at all. But this is something that, of course, President Biden signed into law, I think, last year. And Knox County government observes this day as well. So it just commemorates the end of slavery in our country. So it'll be a day off with compensation for our employees.
I'm not against it at all. I just wasn't sure if it was an additional or just switching of days.
All right, and I believe Superintendent Thomas, you said this kind of puts us in line with what the county's now doing with their employees as well, right?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
So any other discussion? So we have a motion by Ms. Satterfield, and Mr. Watson, did you second that? Okay, and a second by Mr. Watson. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
11G, approve 2023 Board of Education annual calendar.
So motion by Ms. Satterfield, a second by Mr. Watson. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, so we will go to public forum, but before we turn to public forum, Ms. Satterfield, since there were some questions last month about public forum, Mr. Duper, were you going to speak to a little bit to that as to the Sixth Circuit ruling? And there were some questions last week about comments being addressed to specific board members. And there was some confusion in the community as to why the board did not stop those. And, you know, I know you had sent that email earlier in the year to the board about the Sixth Circuit ruling. So if you could just speak to that, just to make the community aware of how that works now.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. So the board has a public forum. First, I could say that the board doesn't have to have a public forum. There's no law saying that that's required. But since the board has decided to have a public forum, once it's open to members of the public, then there has to be certain rules to abide by. One of those is the policy itself, and the policy talks about when a person can sign up, how a person can sign up, what can be talked about. At most meetings, it's only on items for the agenda, but on voting meetings, it is more what we would call wide open. However, there's still the restriction that it should be educationally related, because this is a Board of Education after all. So, you know, and then we received some additional guidance recently from the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. You know, and after the Mass case, I think we're all familiar with the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, right? And they handed down a decision called ISON, I-S-O-N is the initial name, plaintiff in the case. And what it talks about is, you know, what are the parameters around somebody speaking at public forum. And it talks about different terms and, you know, what's allowable under the First Amendment and what's not. So this board's policy has been tweaked slightly due to that case. And I think the biggest question recently, as you're saying, Madam Chair, is around, I mean, what if you talk about individuals, okay? Well, that case talks about school officials, and so a person can address school officials and complaints about school officials. But again, those comments should be, you know, in some way related to education, some type of professional manner, and those comments should be civil. I mean, it should not be a disruption, should not be yelling and cursing and things of that nature. So as long as speakers are civil, they can name school officials, because that's what the court's talked about. But then again, doesn't mean that it's factual. I mean, it's somebody coming up and giving his or her opinion.
And we are a family-friendly organization, so we ask that you keep your language clean. Ms. Babb?
Just for some clarification, because I do know sometimes we don't know how to react to public forum speakers, and when you say that, if they start calling out individuals, say teachers, things like that, is that allowable in public forum?
I mean, I would say that the Sixth Circuit opinion is less clear on that. It literally uses the term school officials. School officials, we would interpret to mean certainly the board, certainly higher school officials such as superintendent. I think that would also include principals, because principals are probably their most visible, you know, leader of that school. Okay. Teachers, not as clear. So, I mean, you know, one could certainly say, hey, you know, we don't want to go there, you know, at this point. Plus, I'll also add this, there's also another policy that's talked about in the public forum policy that talks about B-171 is the other policy that I'm talking about, which talks about complaints and how they're supposed to rise up through the ranks. So ostensibly, if somebody is coming to public forum for the first time and hasn't brought it to the attention of any other school officials, then this board could certainly object on that basis.
Sure, because I mean, I don't think as a board and just as the public, and as you said, a family-friendly thing, that we're wanting public forum to be used as a place to disparage people. So thank you.
Ms. Owen?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would just like to point out that in our public forum policy, I believe it's pretty clear that it shouldn't just be something that is vaguely related to education, but our first line says that it should be matters important to education, and I think it's incumbent on all of us to hold us to that.
All right. Mr. McMillan?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Law Director, in light of what we were discussing here, in your opinion, does the chair, if the speaker is getting off the subject or is out of order, does the speaker have the right to stop the chair have the right to stop that person from speaking and tell them basically they're through?
So, thank you, Mr. McMillan. I think the vice chair initially has the responsibility. Yeah, you know it's coming. You know it's coming. So the vice chair has the initial responsibility, but certainly the chair could step in as well. They're the two officers of the board, and my suggestion to you two would be, perhaps, a warning and say, hey, let's get back on track or something like that. But if things do get out of hand, you all do have the power to say, hey, this is not in the bounds of our public forum policy. So.
Okay.
All right.
Man, wait, can I speak?
Yes, and then move on to public forum.
Okay, and then I want to say that was not information that I had previously when we did talk originally regarding the Supreme Court case about what that meant, because my understanding, and it could just be a misinterpretation, was that we had to let people speak their full 3 minutes of the time because freedom of speech. And so now that I have that understanding, I'll be sure to speak up when things are not in line.
Well, no, that's a good point, Ms. Satterfield. I think people have that free speech right. And just because something is offensive, okay, so this is what it talks about in that case as well. Just because it's offensive doesn't mean that you can shut it down. It would have to be literally some type of disruption. Again, along the lines of yelling, cursing, being vulgar. Something along those lines. If it's just somebody up there civilly stating his or her opinion, just because you don't like it, or you don't like what they're saying about a particular board member or principal or something like that, doesn't mean that you can shut it down. So let me be clear about that.
Ms. Owen, did you have something else?
Yes, Madam Chair. I would like to note that the last time we changed this policy, looking at, make sure I'm looking at the right one, at the public forum policy specifically and the changes that we most recently made, in lines 34 and 35, we also have the remarks of any individual can be terminated if they are disruptive, degrading, and or insulting. So the point of whether it's offensive or not, I think would need to move over into whether it is specifically degrading.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dupor. Did you have anything else, Dad? Okay. All right, Ms. Satterfield,
That's all
public
I've got
forum.
at this point.
Everybody got control. No, it's all good. Charlize Johnson, you have 3 minutes to speak. State your name and county of residence. Charlize Johnson. Okay. Teague Walden. Mulrow. Yeah, apologize. Yes, hi. You have 3 minutes to speak. State your name and county of residence.
I'm Teague Mulroy, and I forget that. Sorry. What is the county resume? Sorry.
Just say Knox County.
Knox County.
There you go.
I wanted to talk about mental health, suicide, and teacher pay. Mental health specifically because about 3 to 4 to 5 months ago, I had lost someone due to suicide over what I believe to be a school system of just overloading of just stress and anger. And the reason why I want to talk about teacher pay is because he had specifically a teacher that annoyed him to death, and the entire class. I feel like increasing teacher pay could attract more nicer and teachers, as well as give teachers a reason to be nicer throughout the day. And yes, that's almost all I wanted to say.
Thank you. And next we'll have Kimberly Parks. Kimberly Parks. State your name, county of residence, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Parks, Knox County. Thank you for hearing me speak tonight. I am a decorated veteran and a mother of 3 amazing boys. I am here tonight because, as a parent and a United States citizen, it's my constitutional right to redress my grievances to our government and its public officials. The last time I checked, I pay taxes that pay for school funding, and each and every board member works for me and the rest of the parents in Knox County, whether you are paid or not. The conduct to which some of the members of this board feel are justified in, and that no one can hold them accountable, are ignorant notions and contemptuous at best. These rogue board members act audacious on social media, rebelling parents' names. One board member has publicly assaulted me with fighting words, telling me to bring it. The First Amendment does not afford you the ability to say whatever you like. The exceptions to the First Amendment is the use of fighting words, which, when I was told to bring it by this board member, she used it with the intent to incite the immediate breach of peace and was trying to intimidate me. This board member probably made the biggest mistake by telling a parent like me to bring it. I do not take threats and fighting words lightly. Parents like me are watching, taking names, and making notes. You told me to bring it, so I hope you're ready. The Board of Education has a pretty clear policy on what the responsibilities and priorities are. They took an oath of office that says, I will support and obey and defend the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Tennessee, and the Charter of Knox County, Tennessee. These are the boundaries at which the board shall operate under, which means they must obey the laws set forth by the U.S. Code and Tennessee Code. I will not stand idly by and allow board members to overstep these boundaries. I will hold board members accountable who abuse their positions as public officials. I stand before you today with 2 letters of intent to file 734 claims against 2 board members' insurance bonds. One of these board members uses their personal social media profile for Board of Education priorities, which included but not limited to legislative issues and open forum discussions. She also violates the law by blocking constituents' profiles, deleting content, and deleting content from her website, which in turn has
Point of order, this is not related to education.
726 claims, which you will be responsible for paying $72 million in deductibles just to investigate, with another $290 million owed to me as a notifying party. Another board member has blocked certain people from commenting on his official page because he did not like what their point of views were. There are 8 claims to be filed. You will be responsible for paying $800,000 in deductibles to investigate, which $3.2 million owed to me as a notifying party.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Kimberly Parks. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Your time is up. 3 minutes is up. Kimberly Parks, security, please come get Kimberly Parks, please. Thank you so much. Madam Chair, that concludes public forum.
So before we adjourn tonight, just would like to recognize our superintendent, Superintendent Thomas. I believe, is this the last board meeting? You're going to miss this, I know, aren't you? And just thank you for your 50 years of service to Knox County Schools, everything you've done for our kids and our community, and you know, we're going to miss you.
And I want to say thank you, Superintendent Thomas. Thank you.
Oh, my. Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, members of the board. My goodness, I haven't prepared any remarks from the standpoint. I figure I probably have attended somewhere between 800, 900 board meetings and workshops over this number of years, and so I started working with board members maybe in 1990 when I became assistant superintendent. And I'll have to say, every school board member I've worked with, I appreciate so much, and I hope none of them are watching tonight because y'all are my favorite board. So I wanted to say that to y'all. I appreciate the opportunity that you've given me to serve. Very few people probably get a chance to live their dream, and I have lived my dream, and being superintendent of Knox County Schools, and I just hope, beyond hope, I hope I've been a good and faithful servant to our schools district and to our parents and community and families and students and everybody. I hope that in my time that I have been a positive influence to students that I've worked with, colleagues that I've worked with, and school board members that I've worked with, and it's just really been a joy and a pleasure. You know, when you enjoy what you're doing, it's not really work. And I know the pandemic, of course, is taking a lot out of everybody. Didn't sign up for that, but you know what? The Lord has plans for you, and so I'm sure that my time was the right time. And I just thank you so much for this opportunity that I've had to serve. So thank you so much, Madam Chair.
Congratulations
and,
on
and
your-
staff. And let me say, too,
Yeah.
my staff, or our staff, not my staff, our staff, I can't, they're tremendous in terms of our leadership team, our executive team, folks that I worked with. They have given and given and given and care about our students and our families, and I just appreciate all the hard work that staff has done, and they're just incredible. I love them all. I love our teachers. I love our students. I love our school board. Hey, I love everybody. So as I'm going out the door, so thank you very much.
Yeah, and congratulations on your retirement. Meeting adjourned.